Well, welcome back, everyone, from the break. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, you name it. It's good to have you back. It's good to be rested back. We are here at Texas for a huge strength of field, a 52-38. Hello again, everyone. I'm Gary Gonzo, and welcome to P1 Broadcasting coverage of Week 3, Round 3 of Season 1 of 2025 of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, coming to you from Texas Motor Speedway. As always, joining me in the booth for expert analysis and the call to action on the racetrack. And it's going to be a hot one tonight as we are getting ready to race under the lights here very shortly at Texas. There are your conditions on the screen here momentarily when we cut away from the B-roll. But joining me is JP and LGN. Guys, there you see the conditions, 78 degrees, ambient, 79 degrees track temperature. I don't think we're going to have really too much problem with degradation unless you run the top in 1 and 2. But I think we're in for a heck of a race tonight looking at this strength of field.
Yeah, as far as running the top in 1 and 2, apparently from what we were told, you can get away with it. You just got to know how to play with the throttle. That way you don't burn the tires off. But what I've heard in terms of the races the past few days, it's been kind of almost a pack race. We haven't really seen in who knows how long, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that, it's going to be back at Texas Motor Speedway. I kind of wish we were going back here in real life. But it's going to be interesting to see next year. It's going to be interesting to see next year when we run around Cherry World, of all places, a.k.a. AT.T. Stadium for the Grand Prix of Arlington. Who knows? Maybe we get that track on iRacing? Maybe not. We'll have to see. But other than that, back to the lecture at hand. It's going to be a fantastic race here, as it always is, under the lights here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Lewis, any opening thoughts here as we got 53 seconds left? And your man Pablo up to the top, PDF on the pole right now provisionally with about 45 seconds left, 2:17.6.
Yeah, funny thing about him, I really remember maybe 5 minutes before the close down. Now Piñero took the pole. Now.
You jinxed it.
Yeah. But good race. It's going to be a good race. Big names over here. We say in Spanish, big balls. Actually, that's the name we use in the Spanish when you say big names over around. And it's going to be a good race because again, it's around Avan Blocker. It's Piñero around again. I hope it's going to stay sticking around on this season because last season wasn't here. Maresca at the first road. And yeah, it's a very good names around. It's going to be a good race today. A couple of years, actually, for everyone.
All right, let's get today's starting lineup in as we got today's qualifying underway. As you did see, Pinero to the top, but virtually a who's who of the community all throughout the top of this field.
I'm going to just say this. I think another reason why we have such a big SOF for this one. It's been a year since we got IndyCar back on iRacing. So to commemorate the occasion, let's have one heck of a big old straight to field race for the broadcast.
Yeah, it's been right at about a year since we all came back from the blackout, as I like to call it. But here is today's starting lineup from Texas Motor Speedway. On the pole, Pinero with a 2-speed of 2:17.8. Right next to him, RM3 with a 2:17.6. PDF is in row 2 with the mailman, 2:17 for both those guys. Campbell in row 3 with his teammate Clindy, both in the 2:17.5 range. Ward and Blocker back on row 4, and Trey Shadid and Tanner Richards. There he is, making his first appearance here in the Top Split broadcast. He is on the outside of row 5 in P10. Hollenball and the General back on row 6. Gwynn and Estrada back on row 7. Lyon and Orman, both IAR cars in row 8. Roman, Zini, and Collins in row 9. And Cameron Dance, who we've seen in the Classic IndyCar Series. Win the first 2 races in that series on our Sunday coverage. We'll talk about that in their winter series. He's back in row 10 on the inside, right next to Mark Murphy. And then back in the next row, we got a Cabo Easy Alexander. Christian Steele, shout out to his Twitter profile. We'll slam that in the chat for people to go check out here in a little bit. And Matt Taylor.
Murph mentioned his lap time and average speed. He said to check it out for something.
Murph's average speed. 101.5681. Might as well do something worse for first challenge, Mark.
Yeah, I don't got enough speed. I can't get a grip on this track. And we'll see.
The channel for Christina Steele, Steeler Racer 2. That's the name of the Twitch channel for him.
That was one thing we did have to mention. Christian Steele had a request for us, and there we go.
And we'll shout him out. Open him in another tab. Appreciate him showing up, being a part of today's race. Getting ready to go green. 75 laps here at Texas Motor Speedway. It's going to be a good one. Don't go anywhere. 5.2 strength of field, green flag. And the defending Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace Series, IndyCar Series champion is your leader here going into one.
Already some good battles going through 1 and 2 here. A couple of close calls as they come.
Caution. Cameron Dance.
Oh, no.
The leader currently in the Classic IndyCar Series winter season right now, with 2 wins to start that season off. Had a little bit of an incident going into turn 1. We'll check that out. Just loose going in, and Murph escapes on the high side.
That car just had a snap oversteer condition on it. Luckily, nobody was around. Luckily, nobody hit him. And in the words of Kevin Burrell, as we just heard over the radio chat, and this just set the tone for the entire night. Kevin, why do I have a feeling you're probably going to be right? There's also somebody else said, great start, boys. Made it only half a lap. But at times that usually is the case for Texas because it turns 1 and 2 where it's flat. It's 20 degrees of banking and it's widened out. I think it's like 75 feet of width.
Yeah. A whole different profile in turns 1 and 2.
Are still unchanged.
Okay, we lost audio there for a little portion, and luckily I was able to bring it back. But sorry about that. That was most odd. But we are back, and we are back before we go green here.
Don't you love it? New year, and we already have audio problems. Usually, that's a good number of times. That's a good sign. That's going to be one heck of a good broadcast and one heck of a good year.
Let's bring in the tree here and get intervals up so we can tell everybody where they are on the field. But we just started. Came right away with a caution. Cameron Dance getting loose in turn 1, making no contact, recovering it. Go ahead.
Nothing. Fix it. No, it's okay. Nothing.
You good? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But Pinero is your leader, followed by Robert Malechka, Pablo Diaz-Francis, Adriano Fraporti, and Clindy. Here is the points coming into today's race. And as you see, Pablo Diaz-Francis, your leader, with 753 points over Brian Campbell and Robert Malechka in third for 646. Tony Bizzarro not in today's lineup, or tonight's lineup, at 633. Clindy in fifth at 620. You see Ty Quilla not in night lineup. We won't probably see him in the races until we go back to 8:15 starts. He is currently sixth. Chidid seventh. Philip Radicek in eighth, and Weedman ninth, and Mark Murphy in 10th. There you see the remainder of the top 20. Only 3 races in to this season. Next race next week, next Tuesday, as we're coming around to going green with the lights out on the pace car. We are going to Dover, the world's fastest 1-mile oval for Indy cars. And luckily, these are all virtual teams where they don't have to take the repair bill back to Dallara, because if it was, it'd be an expensive week, because that tends to be how Dover is. Getting ready to go green here, coming to lap 5 of 75. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to click that thumbs up, smash it, would you? And click the bell, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next broadcasts. Got a week full of opening races and seasons coming up, including the FIS and 4 Series next week. You don't want to miss it. Here we go. Green flag in the air here, lap 5 at Texas.
Alrighty, it looks like a number of guys got a little slow off of the start. Either they were caught sleeping, or they just decided to play it safe, because we've seen chaos happen here on starts, let alone restarts, in the IR18 here at Texas Motor Speedway. But with all that width you got going through turns 1 and 2, it narrows down so much going into 3 and 4 here that you have to be very, very careful not to clip the apron there. As right behind Jesper Orman, one car did clip the apron, just a little bounce, but he didn't lose control. But it's going to be a number of other guys that are just spreading throughout here as they try and find the grip up on the high side through 1 and 2. You can somewhat find it in 3 and 4, but that wall of air, so to say, behind that you get from train behind another car up ahead of you, it's going to throw you up into the wall if you get just too close to that rear wing of the person in front of you.
Tanner Richards hitting the purple lap there.
Already we got some good battling up here in the front as they come past the start and finish line here. I believe that is Kyle Ledworth looking on the inside of Robert Malechka, if I'm not mistaken. Look at this. Oh, bump contact there.
Somebody might have lost the front wing.
I believe that was for 40.
Oh no.
I'm showing both wings on his car.
I should mention about the property history. They have each other, so really don't want to say really each other, but some.
It looks like LGN. Your mic is garbly.
Oh no.
Now it's not okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Every now and then it's garbling. I think it's the connection.
Yeah, I think it's more of a high gain type thing. When you start talking loud into it, it starts kind of. Now watching the battle, Richards and Blocker. Also back there, Josh Ward. He's a former league champion.
Kyle Ledworth under pressure right now on the inside from Brian Campbell.
Teammates.
Clendy had to back out. Clendy had to back out of it and just let Brian Campbell go. Because they got still a long way to go here. Like you said, it's only 75 laps. We're on lap 11 of 75. So they're trying to figure out, when can we start pitting? Probably try and make our moves. Because right now, it's still too early. But in the sport of IndyCar racing, even on iRacing, still too early to make moves? What's that?
There's a move here between Estrada and Lyon. Back for 14th. And they got close and personal, at least through 3 and 4. But now they're giving each other a little room. Yorman fastest that time by. Purple lap, 2:19. a lap for him. He is a bit of a Texas whisperer. He likes his place an awful lot. Burrell and Lyon battling it out for 13th going into 3 and 4. Cameron Dance already up to 16th. He set a purple lap pretty early on, so he's also a man with a lot of pace at the moment. But he is on the move from the rear of the field. Biggest mover is Orman, up 6. But I'm pretty sure Cameron Dance has passed the most cars today. Back up front, it is Pinero, it is Pablo Diaz-Francis, it is Brian Campbell, Clindy, and Fraporti, your top 5. Each one of the top 3 picking a different line through turn 1. You could do that. Tanner Richards right behind Josh Ward there, trying to find a way around. And there's some esteemed company there with Ward and Malechka. Orman now up at the 10th spot. He will be on top of the power slide entry of the Dark Knight of Adam Blocker here very, very soon. Meanwhile, Pinero still guarding to the inside down the backstretch. The IRL line is the preferred line around here. If you can stay on the bottom, you will hold the lead. But we'll see how these tires hold out. Lap 15, now 16 of 75.
Yeah, like you said, the low line is the fast way around, but depending on how you drive your car around the corners here, you can burn your tires up pretty good. I've experienced that firsthand. It's not fun.
And it's a little bit different racing strategy for saving tires through 1 and 2. If you rip the top, that is where you wear your tires the most here at this racetrack. Normally the school of thought is if you turn to the bottom and you're turning that wheel at the bottom of the track on the white line, you're turning that wheel more, you're scrubbing more off. Not so much the case here at Texas. In 1 and 2, you go to the bottom, you're actually doing better on your tires down there. And pay attention to Jesper Orman, who camps out down at the bottom pretty regularly in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, you can burn your tires up pretty good going on the high line of 1 and 2, but if you know how to trick the system, aka playing with the throttle, you can actually save a little bit of tire wear to ease up a little bit on the tire degradation that occurs as we see a number of cars up there in the middle as well as the high groove in 1 and 2. But once that tire wear starts getting a little bit more and more on the bad side, I would call it, then you want to start shifting that line towards the bottom, going through the corners. That way you can at least save a little bit more tire if you just continue ripping the high line going all the way down to the loud pedal.
Under the lights here at Texas, nighttime is the right time to be racing Indy cars. If you've ever been to a night race for Indy cars, you're missing a complete spectacle. It is awesome watching these guys go around at 200 miles per hour under the lights. But we're riding with Clindy, who is currently in 5th spot. Look at just different lines for each one of the top 4.
I think that was Murphy that might have clipped the apron in 1 and 2 there, because I saw a car wash up in front. Ooh, and he slammed the door there.
Now, Murph is in dead last right now, so I'm wondering what the strategy is back there for him. And he's back there with a teammate, too.
Okay, so I stand corrected. That was actually for Porty that clipped the apron just a little bit. Oh, look out here on the backstretch. Glenworth had to make a huge move, and they're going to go 3 wide at 3 and 4 here. Almost contact there, just bouncing up and down up on the bumps going to 3 and 4. They make it through somehow. But that 3 wide, you gotta love it here.
Yeah, Orman wants through. Orman definitely wants through, and he's going to the top for a rare appearance up there. Now he's going to cut down the banking, go underneath Josh Ward, and he's going to take a look underneath Clindy. Clindy's going to fade him to the white line, and he holds the spot by giving the old Pruitt fade down the backstretch.
Clindy must have been watching his mirrors and said, "Oh, this guy. Hey, how you doing? Let me give you a little bit of dirty air here. There you go." The old saying goes, he pulled the Gandalf, "You shall not pass."
Walker back in 10th. Robert Malechka 7th.
Sorry, I don't know if my microphone is working or not. It's working better or not?
It sounds better, yeah.
Okay, so I checked Murphy. It's maybe hit the wall or something like that, but I think it's going slow. Maybe it's going for saving fuel or something like that. But nothing bad for him. So I think maybe for going for a strategy and maybe make the move on the end of the race. I don't know.
Got to stay on the lead lap there. Yeah, got to stay on the lead lap.
I think he's also banking on another caution happening.
Well, the way they're running in the mid-pack, it might actually happen. There goes Orman around Ward on the high side. Move Orman now up to 5th, up 11 spots. The Texas Whisperer on the move.
If there's one guy that knows how to make a pass, as we see Clenworth literally just filling the hole as the hole was closing, it's Jesper Orman, because he knows how to make passes around here where you shouldn't be able to.
Helped spot him to a win here in the Elite IndyCar Series back a couple years ago, so I know he knows his way around this place. He likes Texas. Of course, he won here in the VOR IndyCar Series. It's the defending VOR IndyCar Series champion. But we got a lot of champions. We got the ERL champion in the lineup. We got the VOR champion in the lineup. We got the Votive Racing Leagues champion in the lineup. We got Blocker, a multi-time IndyCar Open Series champion. Malechka, multi-time Fixed Series champion in the lineup. You name it. This is a all-star studded lineup.
Kevin Morrell, last year's iRacing IndyCar
IIS
Series
champion. Cameron Dance leading the points in the CIS. Ooh, Tanner Richards into the wall.
And that's not what you want to have happen here, especially at Texas Motor Speedway, just bouncing up the wall. But that transition off of turn 2 down the backstretch here, even when it was in that awkward configuration of 7 degrees on the bottom, 24 on the top, and then 24 degrees all around. Holy cow. That was close, but as I was saying, that transition, no matter what configuration Texas Motor Speedway has been in, off of turn 2, going down the backstretch, it's always just been that sudden drop to where it catches you off guard.
They were watching a three-way battle between Estrada, Hollenball, and Dance. Hollenball, former ERL champion. Oh, he's in the wall a little bit going into 1 and 2.
I'm going to put something on Pablo. Also, he's a champion too. He won a champion in the NASCAR Truck Series and in his Spain league long time ago. So he knows also how to win a championship. So,
hate to break your bubble there, but it's getting really, really dicey up here between the top 5 as they come off of turn 2.
Oh no, Pablo started to lose at the car. Ooh.
Just look at this. They're under a blanket here, and now the rest of the field behind them is starting to catch up.
Yeah, they all caught up.
We might have a battle of at least 15 cars for the lead here as they go through 1 and 2. They're spread all around here, going to the corner. You got Clenworth, PDF up on the high side there, and I believe that was for Porty. No, that was Jesper Orman that was up on the high side in 1 and 2.
And here's Orman underneath Richards, and he's going to get the position. Dicing it out at 200 miles per hour. The track record still stands to this day as Kenny Breck back in the ill-fated kart race that was back here from 2001, the old ill-fated Firehawk Firestone 600, 233.4. I can't imagine going that fast around this place. They're doing 220s right now.
Can we really call it a race if it didn't happen?
They qualified. It was official times were taken. They just never raced.
Of course, the overall track record, though, is still held by Paul Racing. And, yeah. Oh, boy. 236 miles an hour.
Now, Kenny Breck has the track record here, 233.
Yeah. I was talking about the practice speed that they clocked.
Oh, yeah, when they were doing that practice speed, the unofficial, 236 here. And back, if you could actually race this in the old IndyCar Racing 1 and actually IndyCar Racing 2 game back in the 90s, you could convert the NASCAR tracks to IndyCar. And there wasn't Texas until a later version of that NASCAR game came out, but you could convert Charlotte And you could take an old 95 IndyCar, 1995 spec IndyCar, and do 244, 245 around Charlotte there in that game. So I would imagine they could probably do more than 236 here if they really wanted to.
Yeah, and there was also another track in North Carolina that you could convert over to IndyCar racing too, and that was North Wilkesboro Speedway. And 186 miles an hour in a 1995 spec chassis for Ryder at North Wilkesboro.
Ooh.
Oh boy!
Pinero blinking, don't want that, especially not the lead.
You do not want that at all. I want to call the action, but I'm just keeping my eye on what's going on in front here.
Oh,
there we go.
Clindy in the wall.
Be a caution.
And that is going to be a caution as he rides the top of the wall there. And this is going to be a perfect opportunity for everybody coming to pit road.
Oh, let's go away, Pablo. Hit away, Pablo. It's
Big
not a
time.
actually.
Oh, no, there was a little bit of contact.
Yeah. And then he hit Richard.
Yeah, the net code was from Richard.
Yeah, I thought.
Oh, I don't know. That might have been.
It
It might have been from PDF. And then he got it again from Tanner.
Oh.
And Clindy's going to run to the back of the field to catch up, but everyone's going to come to pit road at lap 40.
Oh.
And everyone's going to be good to go to the end at this point when they come to pit road, and it's going to be everyone's going to full send it. So expect the standings that you see right now: Pinero, Diaz, Francis, Ward, Richards, Orman, Malechka, Blocker, Campbell, Forporti, Dance not to be anything like this at the end of this 75 laps. Dance now has worked his way up 9 spots to 10th. Hamilton Akabawizi, he is in 11th now. He's up 10 spots. So great recovery for Dance on that turn 1, lap 1 incident. And Akabawizi starting from worst to first. He is now up into 12th as everyone hitting their stalls on pit road.
I'm going back and looking at the incident. PDF, he was holding his line.
Ooh, Josh Ward.
He didn't expect Pinero to go down that low into turn 1, and I think I'm just gonna say it. I think that Clendy caught him in a blind spot and didn't see him there going into 1.
I going for the same thing. So in the camera for Pablo is not moving. Clendy thought he's gonna make the turn, but Pablo hold the turn to the last minute, or the last second, sorry. And Clendy thought the way you saw it is a blind spot. So if you go to the camera on Clendy, you see Pablo's going up, but just a little of it. So I don't know. It's kind of 50-50 over there.
The racing deal.
But sometimes you did before, so it's like I want to hold my turn before I make the turn. It's like at the front, but also I want to stay behind of the car at the front, so in front of me. But yeah.
Clendy's just gonna stop on the front here. That car is it's toast.
Yep, that is toast. If you enjoy P1's coverage of the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series, Tuesday night top split, and you respect the stream, please do us a solid. If you're unable to donate to the broadcast, that's one thing we'd like you to do. If you can donate, please do so. But the next best thing to do is support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts. But we are accepting donations to our GoFundMe for our 2025 broadcast fund. If you have a few bucks that you can spare, click the link and give at our GoFundMe link. Link is in the description. And we thank you for your donations. We do this for free on behalf of the IndyCar community because we love IndyCar just like you.
And I think that they can make it on here.
I think they can.
Depending on what fuel map setting they have.
I think they can. I think they can go the entire way. So your leader coming to green this time by is PDF, followed by Josh Ward, who came out second out of the pits. Pinero is third. Richards fourth. Orman fifth. Campbell, Malechka, Blocker for 40. Dance, your top 10. Good start by PDF, and he takes off. We're back to green on lap 43.
Well, I think a number of these drivers were hoping for a caution, and they got their caution to go and fill up and everything. That way they can possibly make it to the end. But now the question is, do we keep it civil amongst ourselves?
Oh, no. No.
Or do we just go balls to the wall, race like it's the last lap? Who gives a damn? Let's just go for it. Put on one heck of a show.
Full send, and here is PDF battling with Pinero. Pinero is around Ward, now up to second. Pinero to the outside of PDF into 3 and 4.
That's another question about Pablo. So he won the position on Pinheiro on pit stop. So how much fuel he put to be in front of Pinheiro? Pinheiro messing up with the fuel.
Oh, Richards into the wall.
I thought that was contact.
And he has a broken right front, actually. Or now left front.
Netcode again.
Yeah, we just were.
Hello, Netcode, my old friend.
Yep.
I've come to talk to you again.
Now, I don't know if it's wobbling for... Yeah, it's got to be wobbling for him.
He's in the wall again.
Yeah. Trying to get to the bottom there. Matt Taylor dodges one. He's trying to come to pit road. So the race is over for Tanner Richards, but a good run for him. He was in the top 5 for most of the night, at least in his time while he was still running. But Pablo Diaz-Francis now your leader, but here comes Jesper Orman, the VOR IndyCar Championship winner for this season, following in the tire tracks of the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series champion. And then right behind him, the VOR, the votive IndyCar Oval Series champion.
He'll try to find a way through his Jesper Orman.
Oh, going below the white line a little bit is PDF, but you can do that.
Yeah, you can get away with it here on iRacing. You can't do it in real life. Unless you're going to pit road.
There it is. Man.
Oh, Jesper Orman, Pinheiro.
Contact between Orman and Pinheiro right around the quad oval area has put Orman into the wall. His day is done.
I've heard of pinching a guy into the wall, but that was just ridiculous there. I'm sorry.
I think so. Jesper wants to try to make it a 3-1.
Hammer Dance going on the high side there to kind of protect his position against Brian Campbell.
You just don't squeeze another guy into the wall like that.
Brian Campbell will be starting a new role starting next week with his team in the IndyCar Series. So congrats to him for that.
A lot of crazy news this week in IndyCar, in real life, so to say.
Today is the final day of Schmidt-Peterson's involvement with the McLaren team. Also today is the 56th birthday of Michael Schumacher. Oh, Blocker to the bottom. He sends a contact. We got 4 cars involved. Ooh.
Traffic. And, another car involved.
Ward and PDF primarily involved here. But that was Blocker sending it to the bottom here. Blocker is now your leader. But let's watch this. Blocker is going to run down off the bank and get a good run on Ward in his draft, getting the position on Pinero through the quad oval area. And he just stays on the bottom, and PDF does open the bottom up a little bit. Watch. The bottom's open right there. PDF, oh no, he's coming to the bottom. And then there was a huge amount of net code. That wasn't net code between Ward and PDF. I'm surprised Pinero didn't get into that. Frank Gwynn, I think, got into this at the very end when he was up at the top, ripping the top there, trying to avoid Mark slowing down, and he gets in the Ward. So 3 cars involved. Could have been more. I think Cameron Dance might have been involved, and he morphed through it. So we'll see if he's developed any type of damage after the fact. But we're back at caution under lap 53. Woo! Talk about that action. And a number of cars coming to pit road in the back there, led by, let's see, that is Hollenball. And we'll bring Hollenball up into the booth after this caution. And see what he says the conditions are like out here, but we want him to complete his pit stop first. And he is out.
I told him you might pull him up.
And there's Clindy. We'll bring up Matt Hollenball. And Matt, we just saw you complete your pit stop. You decided to take a last kind of splash and dash here, use another set of tires. What's your situation looking like, and what are the conditions out there? It seems to be pretty chippy.
Yeah, it's pretty chippy. Well, that's a good word for it. A lot of multi-groove stuff, especially in 1 and 2. It is not like real life. It's nuts out here.
Well, what's the plan? We just gonna full send it to the front?
I figured with this yellow here, I don't think we have enough time to make tires last if there was another yellow after this. So I figure right now it's just like, I paid for a set of tires, so I'm going to use my set of tires.
That's right. We got 3 sets to use. It's use them or lose them. You can't take them with you. They're not like rollover minutes or anything. Well, best of luck. We'll see how well you do to the end here, but we'll be watching you.
Yep, 10-4. Thank you very much.
Minutes back in the 2000s.
Blocker is your leader now after he did that full send to the bottom. Clindy, your situation with you, a little bit of net code. Seemed like 2 instances of net code kind of put you into the wall. At least that's what we saw. What was it like from your point of view?
Well, the first contact with Pablo probably shouldn't have happened. He stepped out from Adriano when I was trying to pinch them both low, and he went for the middle, which wasn't there, or I tried not to make there. I might have left just enough room to make him think that there was daylight, but then net code took over. If Tanner would have gotten by me without hitting me, I'd still be up there mixing it up. I'd look like Adriano, you get a little bit of net code and keep on going. But he's going to be really hard to beat here. Watch for those cold tires in the back. They're really squirrely in 1 and 2. So anybody from Matt Hollenball on back who just took tires, make sure if they can get through 1 and 2 here, they're actually going to have more pace. So watch for them to be moving up through the field here.
That's Hollenball, Taylor, Shadid, Murphy, Alexander, Collins. They will be making that move from the rear. 18 cars on the racetrack. Everybody still in the lead lap. Pablo Diaz Francis 19th, Josh Ward 20th, Frank Gwynn 21st, Orman 22nd, Richards 23rd, and Clindy, fortunately 24th, but thanks for joining us. You're number 1 in our hearts.
Yeah, last but not least, here we go.
And a slow restart for Blocker, but planned, knowing who's behind him, as you got the ERL Series champion right behind him, and Cameron Dance, who's leading the Classic IndyCar Series winner season right behind them. 1, 2, 3, and still lurking Robert Malechka to 3rd and 4th, and Hamilton Akabuizi back in 5th.
Ooh, and it's getting dicey behind them, right around 10th to 15th. There was at least
Christian Steele. Everybody shout out his Twitch channel. Link is in the chat there, and he has former IIS champion on the high side, the General Kevin Burrell. Estrada on the high side in 3 and 4, looking for a way around Steele. Oh, right behind them, Will Lyon and Roman Zini getting up close and personal with also Matt Taylor back there.
Whoa!
4 wide through 1 and 2. Meanwhile, up front, Blocker defending down low aggressively, but here comes Robert Malechka. Man, it's been a long time since we've seen a combination of Blocker, Pinero, and Malechka at the front of a race.
Indeed it has. Oh, God. Oh, I think they were trying to make it 4 wide there. Going into 1.
Gamer Dan's going to get a big run down the backstretch.
Malechka saw the opportunity to make it 4 wide, and then he realized, oh, no, that's not going to work. I'm just going to back out. Oh, man.
Guys, Matt Taylor is coming. He's up to the tires that are older and weaker. Let's see what he does here at the back of this snarling pack.
Snarling is an understatement. This is a gaggle of cars as they come off of turn 2 down the backstretch. I mean, just look at this. Malechka's trying to find clean air, and that clean air just gets suddenly taken away from him as Hamilton Akabuizi almost runs into the back of Adriano Pinero through 3 and 4. This is ingredients for a 10-car wreck. I'm just going to say it.
And if you're just joining us, you're watching P1's coverage of round 3 of 12 at IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split here on a special Friday night presentation from Texas, where Adam Blocker, currently guarding the bottom line, is your leader with 15 to go at the line now, 14 to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. Make sure to smash the like button and subscribe. Well, let's get to the bottom.
Oh, they're trying to wreck behind him. They're trying to wreck behind him.
Oh, steal around, and the Tracy did, and we're going to go caution one more time.
Romanzini went for a wild ride, tumbling down the backstretch.
And Christian Steele is out, too.
And when I mean Romanzini went airborne, he went airborne.
Wow, we had a whole bunch of... Oh, Burrell, we had a whole bunch of stuff going on at the same time, not related. The Burrell Romanzini incident was separate from Steele and Shadid. We'll watch that again, and we'll actually ride with Romanzini as we get some airtime here. Whoa!
Hello, Matt Hollabaugh just topped in, by the way.
Hey, Matt.
When you get a chance, I recommend looking at my cockpit cam. It was pretty nuts with Romanzini.
We will do that right now.
When you get a moment, I can't see your screen right now. I'm currently trying not to die.
Well, we'll see.
We got most of the field.
We got you running through the quad oval area right now into 1. You're watching all humanity spread out 5 wide in front of you. Not sure how you chose a line there. So it looks like we okay, there's the first car to get loose, second car to get loose, and then Romanzini acting like a SpaceX rocket right in front of you. Oof.
Yeah, everyone just exploded around me.
You know who else weaved his way through there? The boss, El Patron, Tony Estrada, picking up 5 spots in 1 corner.
Sorry for hopping in here like uninvited. I just wanted to say, hey, that was a good angle. I think.
know we like
that was good TV.
Good director shots. Yeah. Well, best of luck for the rest of this race. I know you got a shot here with these fresher tires, so we'll see.
Yeah, I do have better tires than everyone around me. Maybe not. I think Mark and Seb also pit that same time I did. A few cars around me did. That first little wave there, the first few laps after the restart, I really don't feel like I capitalized as well as I probably could have, but this is a second chance right here.
So that's what happened. For Porty, for Porty had checked up a little bit going into 1. Burrell gets into the back of him, and then Steele rolls up on it. So it is all what I thought were 2 separate incidents is actually all related.
I think it started with Akabuesi slowed down, and then Fraporti get contact with him, and he tried to brake, and then he's coming out of what we saw.
So I'm not sure when we're going to go green. We'll catch that here momentarily, but we're watching here is for Porty getting a good run. And then he gets right
into 1 to green right now.
On Cabo Easy there. Loses. And Brian Campbell dodges a Hughes ball, and he just scoots by on the high side. And I don't know how he missed, or Burrell missed him. Just madness going on. Wow.
Campbell and Porty both came for tires.
To quote Connor Daly from Watkins Glen back in 2020, there was a man and he was flying. But in this case, in Hollabaugh's point of view, there was a man He was flying, but he flew off my screen into the netherworld.
Okay, so the Rogue Racing teammates of Campbell and Collins come in for fresh tires. Their last set back at 11th or 12th.
Say what, Matt?
I'm changing channels, so
we'll get you.
Have a good rest of your broadcast.
Yeah. There we go. So our in-race reporter.
I have to mention Murphy going to 9th position, so 11th spot.
old and slow, but consistent.
I don't have
you
any
guys,
pace.
watch Matt Taylor. Watch Matt Taylor. He's got the freshest tires, 14 laps better than the guys in front. He's starting 5th here, 6th.
And we'll see if Blocker brings him down with a slow restart like he did last time. I think he will.
Kenny, you said also Alexander Murphy and
Now here's where all the fun begins. See who's going to be able to make it, try and make a pass, but it looks like right now Forporti's going to try and get up on the high side. He's pinching Adam Blocker down
This is
almost to
Pinero.
the white line.
Pinero,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, Pinero. And then we got Malechka, who's not out of this thing yet, and he's going to split the difference, maybe? He's going to try it.
No, he saw the window was closing and he backed out of it. But look at this. Hamilton
Blocker with a big block, but you could do that. That was one move.
Pinero tried to essentially Brazilian clear himself far wide momentarily, going through 1 and 2 here. And Malechka gets around. He's going to be behind on a Blocker as they come off of turn 2 down the backstretch. It's going to be it's getting crazy, folks. Get your cameras out. It's going to be another fantastic Texas photo finish.
And here is Matt Taylor. You talked about him up the 4th there with those fresher tires.
Yeah, but look at this. Look at this. Cameron dances up on the outside there. He's got that run. He's going to try and use the draft from Robert Malechka as they come off of turn 2 down the backstretch. He clears Matt Taylor, but here comes Hamilton Nakabuzi again. And look at this. Adam Blocker tries to go up to the high side.
3 wide. Oh, Pinero gets loose in 3 and 4. Here comes Seb Alexander up 16 spots. Estrada in the battle. Oh!
Grass in the tri-oval. It made him out of shape. Here comes Taylor to the bottom.
he touched the gas. That's why.
3 wide momentarily. They're going to try it again as they go through 3 and 4 here between Cameron Dance, Hamilton Nakabuzi, and I believe that is Adam Blocker. Yes, it is. They're going to try it again as they go towards turn number 1. It's a gaggle of cars.
Malechka, Blocker, Taylor, Dance, Estrada, your top 5. Caboeasy in there as well. And Murphy up to 7th. Seb Alexander 8th. Hollenball now 9th. And Will Lyon 10th. Here we go again.
Try the high side. He gets a little bit of dirty air thrown in his way. Not going to be enough to stop the run for him. And oh God. There's so much action going on.
Oh, here comes Caboeasy to the bottom. Oh, Robert slams the door.
Slammed it shut hard on him right in front of his face. Nakabuzi was like, no, I'm going to throw it back in your face if I get the chance.
Here's Murph. Here's the boss. They're in the battle now. Estrada now up the 4th. Here comes Hollenball to the bottom. He's going to pick up a couple of positions. Move him up to 8th. 3 to go. Coming to 2 to go. Malechka, Caboeasy, Blocker.
Somebody bounced off the wall going right there towards the start-finish line, though. I believe it was Cameron Dance that bounced off the wall slightly.
Malechka protecting the bottom. You see Murph now up to 6th. Caboeasy in the draft, trying to go to the high sides, going to bring Blocker with him. Matt Taylor there. Blocker's going to go split the middle.
White flag, everything go. White flag, everything goes here. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Malechka? Is it going to be Blocker? Is it going to be Nakabuzi? Down the backstretch they go. They're going to try and make it 3 wide again. Akabuze with the run. Not enough for Adam Blocker to try and get to it. It's going to be close. It's going to be Robert Malechka with the win.
Now, that finish had 4 cars 4 wide at the start-finish line, and that just screamed old IRL. I love it. Why this track's not on the on the IndyCar schedule, I just don't know. I just don't know.
Finish between Akabuze and the king, Robert Malechka, 0.032. And with Akabuze, he started shotgun on the field and finishes second on the podium. What a run through the field for him.
There you go, Robert Malechka, winner by 0.033 of a second over Hamilton, who finished second. He improved 19 spots on the day to bring home that second step on the podium. And Adam Blocker, who didn't have the greatest qualification effort, but man, in the race, he stormed it to the front and came home third, 0.075. Taylor, who finishes fourth, comes home fourth by a blink of an eye, 0.119 with those pressure tires. Antonio Estrada, great finish for El Patron. He sits there in 5th spot. That is a great finish for him. He should be very happy. Cameron Dance, what a recovery from a turn 1, lap 1 half spin for the CIS Winter Series points leader right now. We'll see him over next race on Sunday at Charlotte Motor Speedway at 3 p.m. Eastern over on Sunday. Cameron Dancer, he finishes 6th. Mark Murphy, old and slow, finishes 7th. Matt Hollenbaugh up to 8th. Will Lyon 9th. And Jacob Collins, Rogue Racing, gets another car into the top 10. He comes home 10th. Seb Alexander 11th. For Porty, the mailman, in 12th. Campbell 13th. Pinero looks like he might have had some damage and brought her home, at least drive to survive it. Let's say that. In 14th. Shadid 15th, 10 laps down. Burrell 16th, 13 laps down. Romanzini in 17th. Christian Steele 18th. Pablo Diaz-Francis 23 laps down in 19th. Josh Ward in 20th. Oh, what a race, guys. Wow. Frank Wynn 21st. Jesper Orman 22nd. Tanner Richards 23rd. Clindy 24th, but he'll make up for it. He probably already has earlier this week, so this might be a throwaway race for him. But as our 24-car field.
Thing about Adriano is because the incident at the big one we have with Pablo and other ones.
All right, makes sense. All right.
It's everyone here.
Everyone is here, you're right.
Yeah.
Let's bring up Adam Blocker, but we'll cue out the music here. Wow. What a great race. Another great race. I don't know if Dover will be more. I don't know if Dover will be more the same, but let's bring up Adam Blocker here. Here he is. Joining us in the booth is the Dark Knight, Adam Blocker. Congratulations there on that P3. We'll talk about the pass that you did for the lead here in a second, but not the best qualifying effort that we've seen you done. You started or have done here. Normally we expect to see you a little bit further up at the front, but you started 8th in this one. Kind of took your time and then finally did that full send on the bottom when PDF left the door open, and that's kind of where you got the lead and at least secured your spot in the podium with that pass. Talk about the pass. How close was it in your point of view? Was it as close as it looked like when we were watching the race, and then the rest of your race generally, especially holding off Pinero? It's been I know you guys are old sparring partners.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't practice. My first qualifying lap on the setup and everything was qualifying, so I wasn't expecting to qualify that great. But yeah, just first stint was kind of riding around trying to save tires and everything, and then we got the caution, and it was time to race, and made it up there. And I saw when I was catching them that Pablo kept leaving the inside lane open to a 1, and so I took it. And on the replay, it looks like I was basically on the white line, but it also looked, at least on my screen, like there was a lot of net code. Like he didn't even really turn that into me. So I mean, I don't have any hard feelings over anything. It was a shame the other people got taken out, but yeah, then Adriano and I are having a good battle. And then obviously Rob got into the mix. He was trying to do the same move that I did on Pablo, and it didn't really work, but it got him to second, and then he got a huge head of steam. And basically the main chance for second to pass is when you get a huge head of steam and you get like a nose ahead into 1. So that's what I was trying to prevent Adriano from doing. But then when we kind of got shuffled up, Rob got that. And then, yeah, it was just kind of fighting with Hamilton to try to get a run on Rob, and we just couldn't quite manage it. So.
Well, a heck of an exciting finish. 4 wide at the line, just about. Kind of like very, very reminiscent of those old IRL races back from the early 2000s. So you guys put on a heck of a show out there, and a great strength of field, by the way, with a 5.2K. So hopefully you'll get some good valuable points out of this, and a good Friday night experience. Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. Anyone want to say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, I just want to thank like Hamilton, Rob, and Adriano there for the great racing, and everybody. It was just pretty fun, and you guys for calling the race and supporting the series. See y'all sometime.
And no problem. We'll catch you at the next one. Happy New Year, and we'll. I know you got a race season to prepare for here as well, so best of luck in the coming race season. But we hope to see you more here on the virtual racetrack as this season 1 of 2025 continues. But congratulations on the P3 today.
Yep. Thanks.
And we will move him on back to the interview room there, waiting for room, and we'll bring up Hamilton. And there he is. Once again, welcome back, Hamilton. We had you here about a week ago in last week's race, and you're back here once again, kind of doing the worst from first challenge, kind of repeating that effort. And oh so close. Talk about your race, getting up to the front there, and then eventually when you got to the front, trying to get that lead.
Yeah, I mean, that was wild. I had more fun than I thought I'd have coming into it, but with SOF this high, the racing was actually pretty good. Like most of the wrecks weren't that egregious, but yeah, netcode was just awful. Like every wreck had like insane amounts of netcode, but yeah, I mean, racing at the front was really fun. Like trying to get around people, it's pretty difficult because like the runs off the top are so big, and then there really isn't anywhere to go in 3 and 4. But yeah, I had fun. I don't know if I could have won. Like it's hard to build up a run to pass the leader when everyone else behind you is so close because you're kind of like always playing defense.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'll definitely take the P2 there. So, yeah.
Well, that's 2 podiums here on the row for Friday, so maybe Friday night's your night. But congratulations. Yeah. Any shout-outs, friends, family, sponsors you want to give a shout-out to, go right ahead.
I mean, shout-out Rob, Blocker, Steele. We were having fun in voice chat, during that. That was fun. And then, I mean, yeah, that was good. Sure.
Well, he sounds entertained. Improved 19 spots. Not the biggest gainer. Taylor beat you by 1. He did 20, finishing in 4th.
I got 22 spots up.
It says plus 19 on our timing and scoring, unless my timing and scoring is wrong. But still, a good day nevertheless, and good to see you on the podium once again. And maybe next week at Dover. But until then, Happy New Year and have yourself a great weekend.
Yeah, thanks. Happy New Year.
And that is Hamilton, who finishes second. He's got a new paint job there. Very Phil Krause looking paint job he's got there. But he's racing now for Fiercely Forward, which is a new team here in the community. Well, we'll bring up Robert Malechka. There's a familiar looking car that everyone knows. And we'll bring up King Robert right now. Well, we got Robert here on a Friday night. Helps bring up that nice 5.2K strength of field with you in the lineup today. Kind of took a little patience to get up to the front, but once you got up there and found your hold of the lead, you bit onto it like a rabid dog and didn't let go. Talk about your race. Definitely were biding your time. Weren't very aggressive very early on, but at the end, you did everything you needed to do to get the win.
Yeah, I mean, first I gotta, shout out to everyone that signed up for the split. One of the bigger, if not the biggest SOF we've had in the fixed series. So, it's great to see, and looked like viewership was really good as well, which is also great. But yeah, I just kind of rode around. We kind of knew that the races have gone the days beforehand that these races are pretty chaotic. The netcode's not that fun,
No.
and the runs are pretty big. So just kind of hung out, but everyone did a pretty stellar job those first 35 laps or so to keep it clean and green. And and then kind of knew once it was going to get pretty chaotic there at the end that went as light as possible with the fuel. So it was going to definitely need caution or two to make it on fuel, and we got that. And I just had I think probably the lightest car in the field there at the end to kind of have the speed and hold everyone off. So that was a good show.
Yeah, definitely. Basically a 4 wide at the finish line. So you guys definitely made it entertaining. And you had some guys in the lineup we haven't seen in a while. Sparring partners for you, like Pinero, Cameron Dance, we haven't seen in a very long time. It's good to have Christian Steele was in the lineup. I know he shows up in some other splits, but we don't see him in the top split here, at least on our broadcast very often. Good to have him here. Good to see some names that we don't see on a regular basis there to spar with you here in these iRacing official races.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's I guess we don't know for sure yet, but it sounds like we might be getting a pretty big car update next season. So I think everyone's kind of excited about that, and kind of growing interest in this series. Helps that I think NASCAR right now is at a great track for them. So it's good to see a bunch of the NASCAR guys come over and kind of explore the I guess the pros and cons of this car, right, in the racing. So it's been a fun but chaotic week.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. I know you got them. Go right ahead.
Let's hang out with Hamilton, Adam, and Steele in the call. Good working with them, even though we were kind of throwing pretty nasty blocks at each other there at the end. But that was pretty fun. And then obviously you
Pretty
guys.
nasty?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we were going blow for blow, right? I mean, we don't care, right? We're just here to put on a show. But then of course you guys for broadcasting and just kind of everyone signed up and made this really good SOF and put on a good show.
Well, thanks for being here.
I thought I was watching Evander Holyfield versus Mike Tyson all over again. With the way
It was pretty spicy up there, and they were throwing some haymakers. But it was, like you said, it makes for good TV or streamings. But we'll definitely take the drama over anything else. But thanks a lot, Robert. We'll catch you whenever that next race is. But Happy New Year.
Yep, Happy New Year to you guys too, and take care.
Wow. And what a race to finish up our double Friday nights for the end of the year. First race of the year, I guess, really technically for us. This would have been our last race of the year if we actually held it on Tuesday night. But we'll call it the a double last race of the 24 calendar for us and the first race of the 25 calendar. So can't get much better than that, fellas. Starting with you, Justin, thoughts on tonight's race?
Just wow. We had excitement. We had wrecks. We had one car go airborne. Looking at you, Nick Yeoman, for one of the most quotable lines now. But other than that, that's just your typical Texas Motor Speedway, where everything that can go wrong will go wrong if you're not aware of your surroundings at times. But such is life.
It's so tough.
Oh yeah, that's the sport of IndyCar racing, even on iRacing, where you have to have spatial awareness. But of course, our good old dreaded friend, hello netcode, my old friend, why do you ruin this again? But I'm wondering how Dover is going to be, because we've seen what it can be like in the past. We've seen it turn into a fuel mileage race. We've seen it turn into a demo derby race. And to add what you were saying before we got into the start of the race, Gary, another thing that's good about this right here, at least we don't have to bring our Indy 500 winning cars to use at Dover and then have them get completely destroyed. If you know, you know.
Yeah, that is very true. I think Cheever lost his Rachel's potato chips winning car and a wreck there at Dover. But yeah, last time we were at Dover, we had a fuel mileage race, and that really was a lot of fun. So who knows what we will see. Lewis, I know that you were kind of watching Pablo and Adriano, but it was good to see. I mean, you got a chance this year to be up front and center on Adriano winning in the Elite Racing League's Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series. So it was good to really see Adriano show up here in the top split here broadcast. And I know you were really watching him, and he was having himself a good race until he just kind of got muscled out of it there at the end. Kind of fired the 3 cars of Malechka, Kabuizi, and Blocker.
Yeah, there's something where you expect in this race when everybody's the same second or less than that, and they try to do something around, and you get nervous. So I did before. It's like I want to win the race for sure. Pablo blind blocker because he did that move, but it wasn't dive bomb or whatever. It's just he fall asleep over there. And you said it's good to see Adriano again around at this race, actually this league, or series actually, it's not league, as a series. And I hope to see around more and more and more, because it's going to be maybe prepared for the IRN IndyCar Series next February. Yeah,
next February, yeah.
The other thing, I want to say thank you for all of you guys to be here. Because you have a big field today and also big crowd on in the channel. So really thank you for everyone, and for sure we're gonna see you, I hope, with good feel on Dover, because if I am racing every Tuesday, for sure I don't want to be on Dover. But for sure we have it. So something to remember, Salazar, he broke right arm, hip, leg, and pelvis in a race on 1980 in practice. And the first time when they visited Dover on July 1988. Sorry.
There you have it. So yeah, we'll talk about IndyCar history at Dover when we get there next week. But just a couple words from the heart here. Just want to thank everybody for a great year. We had so many great races and great finishes. A lot of memories we will never forget. All of them are really captured right here on video, shared with all of you in the community. The showcase kind of our favorite form of auto racing here, IndyCar style racing, and we wanted to, I'm glad we got a chance to share all of the talents that the community has. Without any of you watching, absolutely none of this would be possible. I want to thank you for joining us on this wild ride in 2024, but stick around for 2025. The journey, and I mean this, the journey is just getting started. We got some big things planned. Just stay tuned. When we can announce those, we will. But we are going to have a big month of May, and we're going to have a big second half of the year. Just stick around. But thank you, everybody. You've been a huge part of it.
Remember what I said? We started big, and we want to finish biggest. So that's going to be good.
You kept saying, you said 2024 will be okay. 2025 will be big, but you keep saying 2026 will be the biggest. So we still got a year to go to get to that, but I'm waiting to see how much bigger it can get, because 2025 is going to be a pretty big one. So just stay tuned. We have some big things planned. Well, let's get on out of here. Give everyone back their Friday nights here so they can get ready for the weekend. So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium from Texas is Robert Malechka III, beginning the win. Hamilton at Kabuizi, the worst second challenge. He comes home second. And then Adam Blocker with a pretty aggressive and bold move there on the bottom to get the lead there. And eventually just comes home third. That is your top three. Join us again next week for round 4 of season 4 of season 1 of, round 4 of week 4. That's what we want to say. Season 1 of 2025. Now, the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, the teams and drivers will head out east to tackle the high banks and the high speeds of Dover Motor Speedway. Coverage begins around 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Begin at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. As always, for the correct broadcast times in your area, you can find everything at YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Hey, we love bringing these races to you, but not easy. It requires time and money to produce. Because of your generosity and donations, we've been able to bring you IndyCar action nearly commercial and sponsor-free. If you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar and enjoyed our coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split all year long, please take time to visit our GoFundMe page. The link is in the description, and donate to our 2025 broadcast fund now. We realize times are tough, so any contribution would be greatly appreciated. We thank you for watching and making us a part of your Tuesday and Friday evenings whenever we're on the air each and every week. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know you thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you had to hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming, including round 3 of the Classic IndyCar Series winter season, where you see Cameron Dance try to go 3 for 3 for that season. 3 p.m. Eastern this Sunday from Legacy Charlotte Motor Speedway, and opening day of Season 7 of the Formula Indy Series returns from Fuji at 7:30 p.m. Eastern this Wednesday. Don't miss it. Track cams for this race provided by Whiplash SimCams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash SimCams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook, follow them on Twitter and Instagram. Links are in the description. So for JP, LG, and everyone here at P1, I'm Gary Gatto saying to all, good night. Thanks for watching, and to all of our men and women serving in the military and its first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here, back next on Tuesday, so just a couple days from now at Dover for the next race of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split on P1. Good night. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. We'll catch you at Dover.